Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has declared that the All Progressive Congress will take control of Abia State from the Labour Party in the 2027 general elections. Kalu made the statement on Sunday while addressing supporters and party members at Abia hotels in Umuahia. He revealed that President Bola Tinubu plans to establish a seaport in the southeast to boost trade and commerce, acknowledging the region's dominance in business and entrepreneurship. According to Kalu, integrating Abia into mainstream national politics will enable it to benefit more from federal development projects. Kalu dismissed claims that the gathering was financially motivated, describing the turnout as an organic crowd united by their passion for President Tinubu and commitment to the state's progress. He urged party members to sustain the momentum ahead of 2027, emphasizing that the movement is driven by love for president and vision for Abia's growth. Interesting take there.
Well, I wonder the parameter, the yardstick for him saying that APC will take over Abia come 2027. Except he wants to tell us that he's leveraging on what Tinubu is doing at the national level. Then I may be forced to agree with him. But if it is what they, as APC leaders, what they have brought to the table in Abia State, the answer is no, because Alex Oti is doing a very wonderful job. Alex Oti, you see the support, it's not just organic, it is massive. Anywhere he goes, you don't see crowd that wear specific t-shirts or face cap to come and welcome. You just see people that it's more like a chain reaction, or it's more like a spontaneous thing. So the support and the stride of Alex Oti speaks for itself. But for him, if he says Abia wants to align to the center, then they should come up with programs and initiatives.
He said the president wants to establish seaports. Didn't you hear that? The president wants to establish seaports in southeast.
You know, there's
not even Abia State.
There's something I tell
southeast.
people.
Even though I know that Abia State will not be feasible, but southeast. No. The president wants to. Not that the president has done.
No, see, in Warri, there's one thing we call Williams. I will. We have not even seen it. Oh, I will. So it becomes Williams. So for me, based on what Alex Oti has done, is doing, and will still do in Abia State, it will take a very strong fight for any person to convince Abians not to vote Alex Oti for the second term.
One would even ask if probably it could be that Benjamin Kalu has interest in contesting for the position of the governor, because this to a large extent appears to be a purely political meeting that has the undertone of political campaign.
Well, let him attract federal presence first to Abia.
That would be the question. As the deputy speaker of House of Reps,
yes,
I'm trying to remember one thing that Benjamin Kalu has done in Abia State, you know, that is so resounding that people would want to ditch Alex Oti for him. I'm just trying to remember one.
Well, you are from Abia State, so you're in a better position.
I am not from Abia State.
Are you serious?
You know, I'm not from Abia State.
You're from...
But I grew up in Abia State.
Okay, you grew up in Abia.
I grew up in Abia, of course. I grew up in Abia. And I know Abia State like the back of my hand.
Okay.
Right?
So and you still have your folks there. So
of course. I still go to Abia. I go to Abia.
These are the things that Benjamin Kalu has attracted
They don't
to
need
Abia
to
State.
tell me if he has done anything, I will know. To a large extent, I mean something concrete that one would say, okay, this is what Abia people would look at, you know, to vote for APC. The interesting thing, I think one would say either politicians do not understand is that for each state, every state has its own dynamics, you know, yes, and political landscape. You see, Abia State is quite different because Abia State is one state that has suffered from severe, chronic, bad leadership. I am using this words for want of better, stronger words to use without sounding offensive, right? There was literally no governance in Abia State. No governance at all. And ridiculous things happened in the name of governance. There was a governor whose mother every morning, you come to greet her by peeling egusi. These are things they are real stories that actually happened. You understand? No governance in Abia State. Abia State is a state, Aba, for example, is a state that was developed by individuals. I recall that time that we contribute money to fix our road, our streets. We contribute money to call this heavy duty, is it grader to come and clear our streets, grade the streets. We contribute money to do those things. Even as tenants and landlords, we contribute money. Wherever it is, Abia State was developed by individuals. And that is why the major roads where individuals cannot work on, the government has to work on it. There were no roads. So if our major roads could be as bad as that, you have to now understand what the interior was like. And the interesting thing was, I don't think there is a state that has the kind of amazing road network that Abia State has. Every street is connected. Literally every street is connected. And then, after years, decades of bad governance, one man comes and, he's doing this much. And suddenly, Benjamin Kalu, who has not drawn down federal projects to Abia State, will now come out to say, oh, Tinubu is planning to establish seaports in Southeast, so let us vote for APC. Make it make sense to me.
No,
I'm just saying.
That's why, my initial statement, I said maybe he wants to leverage on what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing at the national level. Otherwise, if it is what he, as his deputy speaker in the House of Reps, even as a member...
When you say what Bola Tinubu is doing at the national level, we need to understand that, to a large extent, the hardship in the country has not been alleviated.
No, but
Poverty
Nigeria is on the path of
now, that's the
revival.
That's the thing. I agree 100%. These are long-term policies, right?
Part of
but
revival.
Now, let's look at the demography in Abia State. Mostly business people.
Of course.
Mostly business people, importers and all of that. The policies has been grinding on them. So they do not understand the figures.
No, but for me...
What they understand, what they interpret as life is getting better is the value of money and what they're able to do with that money. And as it stands to today, things are still hard.
No,
so how then do you come to tell them what Bola Tinubu is doing at the national level? I am not questioning whether the president is working or not. No, that's not the question. I am looking at the day-to-day market woman. Does the day-to-day market woman understand inflation, deflation? Does she understand forex trading? Does she understand all these things? What she understands is that I used to buy Indomie for 100 naira. Now I'm buying Indomie 500. And until these policies reflect in, the quality of life, people will not accept that the government is working.
But for me, what Benjamin Kalu succeeded in saying in Aba or in Abia Hotel was just more of a vague and political statement that shouldn't be taken serious. That's my conclusion. Because already Alex Oti is doing more than enough to convince Abia people to vote him come 2027.
When you say to convince Abia people to vote him, now the question will be convinced. Does Alex Oti need to convince anybody to vote? That's the question. I think that Nigerians do not really understand what is going on in Abia State and what has happened in Abia State.
Going on in Abia State.
That's the question. So why would people not? I mean, Alex Oti is building an airport in Abia State.
Of course.
Right. Alex Oti is building resorts. Alex Oti, the fact that one can drive from Port Harcourt to Abia State in a space of minutes, in a space of 1 hour, on its own is a miracle.
Yes.
People sleep on the road.
And Port Harcourt Road too is in excellent shape, top notch, 43 kilometers.
Well, they've not finished.
Yes.
They've not finished. It's let's say to a large extent, not excellent, not top notch.
No, when I mean Port Harcourt Road inside Abia town.
Inside Abata, oh yes.
Not Port Harcourt.
They are not just Port Harcourt Road. There are so many roads.
So many roads that were abandoned.
And not just about
neglected by
exactly
by previous government, and is fixing them.
Exactly.
So you tell me now that
improved electricity, power supply.
Of course, with Baton Naji,
improved quality of life.
So why
improved security.
Why wouldn't they vote him?
Interesting.